as a Nintendo style. So there is a new subsidiary of Nintendo. So originally it was Warp Style Inc. and mostly they made, Kirby related media as well. But apparently they are now expanding into film as well. So Nintendo Styles has been established by Nintendo. Now and instead of this being a Kirby company, it makes its movie toys on Comcast, like the last time company as well. They had to start a whole subsidiary to try that they placed themselves out of AA kids as well. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, the thing is if Nintendo like I know some people don't want to hear this, but Nintendo kind of does struggle with the younger audiences, okay, as well. Okay. As well. Okay, Nintendo does kind of struggle with younger audiences because younger audiences like new things now like Fortnite, Minecraft, and Roblox and stuff. And yes, it is very hard for us Nintendo fans to really accept the fact that kids may not like Nintendo like we did. Okay, the thing is, when I played Nintendo, it was kind of passed down from my parents. Cause guess what? My parents played Nintendo when they were kids. When they were kids. They played the NES, the SNES, the N64, long before the time I was born. So they already liked Nintendo. They were played on the NES, SNES, N64, Game Boy, all of those devices. I don't think they don't really play video games that much anymore, but they played Nintendo as well. And my siblings don't really care about much about Nintendo. I'm the only one of my actual family. At least as I know, I could have cousins that like Nintendo, but that really only likes Nintendo because I have never really abandoned Nintendo. I even had a Wii U, okay, which was during Nintendo's worst era, and I even had, like I consider the Wii U. I know some people get upset when I say this, but let's look at the sales of the Wii U, okay? Wii U was Nintendo's worst era, okay? I know it was Nintendo's most creative era according to some people, but it was still Nintendo's worst era. Nintendo's worst selling era. It was, Nintendo's, Nintendo's worst selling era. Okay, it was the worst era of Nintendo. Sales were horrible. People didn't really care for Nintendo, and it was hard for me in high school. Okay, when nobody liked Nintendo because no one played the Wii U, no one bought the Wii U, no one bought the 3DS, and I felt like I was the only one who had a Nintendo console as well. Okay, but yeah, now the Switch is now the biggest console ever, and now the Switch 2 is beating the Switch 1's records. So Nintendo is finally big as ever, but we still are going to have to address this issue of kids not caring about Nintendo and mostly playing on the iPad or mobile systems. Okay, there are tons and tons of threads on Reddit or tweets on Twitter or posts by Nintendo fans on Facebook that they are struggling to get their kids to play Nintendo. I think that's when Nintendo is, for a while tried to target the mobile phone audience, and that didn't really work out all too well. Okay, I think Nintendo does need to address this issue of younger kids not caring about Nintendo. Because yes, us, Gen Z and millennials, we care about Nintendo, but Gen Alpha, they care about Skibidi Toilet, the back rooms, okay? They care about Wednesday, unfortunately. They care about stuff like that, okay? They don't care about Nintendo. And I think the best thing Nintendo is doing is expanding into other mediums like movies and TV shows, like the Mario movie, okay? The Mario movie, I think, has, helped this issue somewhat. Okay, considering the fact that the Mario movie, both kids and adults went to go see the movie, this familiarized a lot of Gen Alpha kids to the Mario series. But unfortunately, it still probably has not changed their gaming habits. Playing Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, playing games like, Call of Duty. Okay, even though they still not be playing Call of Duty because they're not, you know, over the age of 18, but and not, that's an M-rated game, so that kids will not be playing Call of Duty. But that's what this video here. And I'm glad Nintendo is finally starting to consider these issues of trying to reach out to kids, which, that's what Nintendo considers their main demographic, is kids. Of course, they do listen to the people who grew up with the GameCube, N64, and stuff, they still consider us, obviously, like with the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake or continuing with the Pikmin franchise, but Nintendo still has to get new fans into Nintendo as an IP and a brand. And I think Nintendo Switch has been a huge success despite the struggles with Gen Alpha that Nintendo seemed to have. There you go. I got my TLDL down, and goodbye.